All right, let's jump right in. We're talking about the massive world of 5G and, get this, a security key that is physically impossible to copy.
Look, the 5G era, it's not on the horizon. It's here, right now. This is the tech that's going to power literally everything. I'm talking AI, the Internet of Things, businesses, you name it. It's like this invisible web connecting our whole world.
But that leads to a pretty huge question, right? When everything is connected, your car, your house, even critical stuff like power grids, how in the world do you build a lock strong enough to keep it all safe?
Okay, first things first. To really get the problem here, you have to understand that 5G isn't just about faster downloads on your phone. Not at all. It's a complete, fundamental redesign of how networks even work.
So you've got two pieces to this puzzle. Over here, you have the massive network infrastructure, all the towers, the core systems, and over here, you've got billions of devices, right? Like the very phone you might be holding. 5G is the brand new bridge connecting these two worlds. The real game changer is how 5G is built. Old networks were kind of like one giant clunky piece of software. 5G uses something called a service-based architecture. Now, what does that mean? Well, think of it like taking that one giant program and smashing it into a bunch of smaller, independent little apps, or microservices, that all chat with each other. It makes the whole system incredibly flexible and way more powerful. And that new design is how we get all the cool stuff 5G promises. We're talking data transfers that feel instantaneous. Latency, that's the lag, so low that doctors can perform surgery from miles away. It can handle a mind-boggling number of devices for AI and the IoT. And it can even do this thing called network slicing, which is basically creating a private, custom-built highway on the network just for, say, self-driving cars or emergency responders. Pretty wild, right?
But you know this saying, with great power comes, well, in this case, great complexity. And all that complexity, it opens the door for brand new threats. We're talking about tiny cracks starting to appear in the very foundation of this connected world.
It's pretty simple when you think about it. Every single one of those new connections, every one of those little microservices talking to another, that's another potential door for a bad guy to try and kick in. The number of places to attack has just exploded.
And hey, this isn't just some what-if scenario. Researchers have already found 5, not 1, but 5 entirely new categories of vulnerabilities right in the heart of 5G security system. That's a huge deal. It tells us those cracks in the foundation are very, very real.
And what happens if someone exploits these flaws? Well, it gets ugly. An attacker could walk right in and grab your most sensitive info, use services they're not paying for, or even change your data. Worse, they could launch an attack that just shuts down a piece of the network for everybody. Yikes.
Okay, so this is where the story takes a really interesting turn. If the digital world we've built is this complicated and this vulnerable, maybe the ultimate lock isn't digital at all. Maybe it's biological.
So it really makes you wonder, right? If our old ways of doing things, passwords, security tokens, are full of holes, what does a better lock even look like? What's the future of proving you are who you say you are?
Believe it or not, the answer might be staring you in the face. Literally. It's a key that is 100% unique to you. A key you can't lose, can't forget, and is almost impossible to forge. I'm talking about the incredibly complex pattern of the human iris.
And this is not sci-fi movie stuff. This is real, established science. Researchers have pointed this out for years. The iris is considered a top-tier biometric for a few key reasons. Its insane complexity, the fact that it stays the same your whole life, and just how ridiculously hard it is to fake. All that makes it an unbelievably powerful security tool.
So why do they call it the gold standard? Well, check this out. The pattern is so unique that even identical twins have different ones. It forms when you're a baby, and then it never changes. You can scan it from a distance, no contact needed. The chance of a false match is ridiculously low, and trying to spoof it or fake it? Good luck. It's basically nature's perfect ID.
All right, so we've got the perfect key, the iris. Now, the big question is, how do we actually use that key to lock and unlock everything in this giant 5G world? Let's break down the process.
It's actually a lot simpler and faster than you might think. First step, a special infrared camera grabs a super high-res picture of your eye. Step 2, software jumps in, cleans up that image, and gets it ready. Then, for step 3, it analyzes all those unique patterns and creates a digital template, basically a math equation that represents your iris. And finally, step 4, it compares that new template to the one stored safely on file. If it's a match, boom, you're in.
And again, this isn't just an idea on a whiteboard. What you're looking at here is a real-world blueprint for a high-security banking system. It shows the whole process, from a user signing up with their Iris, to the system processing and matching it, all the way to giving the final OK. This is the kind of architecture that's being put into practice right now.
And you're going to start seeing this everywhere. We're talking secure mobile payments, unlocking your phone or protecting your files with just a look, securing all your smart home gadgets, even getting into your car without a key, and of course, giving the green light for major bank transfers. The Iris is basically becoming the new universal key for, well, everything.
So what's the big picture here? Where's all this heading? What does it really mean for us when the key to our entire digital life is quite literally a part of our own body? You know, when you boil it all down, it's this simple. The very thing that makes 5G so amazing, this huge, complex web of connections, is also its biggest weakness. So to protect this incredible new world, we need a key that's just as unique, just as sophisticated. And that key is us, our own biometrics.
But that leaves us with one last and maybe most important question. In a world where our bodies are the password, what new problems does that create? Where do you draw the line between perfect, unbreakable security and your own personal privacy? That's the conversation we're all going to have, and soon.